Hi and welcome back to the channel, Ball Boys as always. The transfer segment, of course it's deadline day, and as a fan, as a football fan who follows football a lot, it's always exciting to see what each and every club, especially your club that you support, is going to do on deadline day. So of course there's major news that has broken the internet today. Jorginho is moving to Arsenal now. First of all, I'm going to be very honest. We will not have been my first choice, but Arsenal were all in for Caicedo. But I think they had a maximum valuation of the player that they could not go through. They could not go beyond, and so that deal just fell through. Plus, Brighton were adamant that the player was not for sale. So I think it was the outcome that many people foresaw. So Jorginho is the player coming to Arsenal. Personally, I will not have, as I said, he's not my first choice. But having said that, this is a guy who, a holding midfielder who came third in the Ballon d'Or rankings. Now, that doesn't happen very often. And I'm not just going off that, it's because news have been coming out that Arteta was the one pushing for this deal more than anyone else in the club, and so that gives me hope that Arteta knows what he's doing. Plus, he has a lot of experience at 31 years of age with Chelsea. He's won the Champions League, he's won the Europa, he's won quite a lot of trophies at Chelsea. So adding that depth to our midfield, to Saka and Partey, it's going to be scary, but not for us. So you wait and see. I'm actually having reflected on it. I think it's a good signing. It's a very good signing for £10 million. That's very good value for money in a market that is very inflated, as we are going to see with the next piece of news, which is Enzo Fernandez from Benfica, the young player of the tournament in the World Cup. He's of course he's Argentinian. Chelsea are willing to pay more than his release clause, which is 120 million euros. So that Benfica can allow for the fee to be paid in installments, but a decision is still yet to be made. Deadline day is up to 11:59, so you wait and see. A deal might go through. He might become the most expensive ever Premier League player, and Chelsea it's a spending spree for them. I mean, Mudryk for 100 million, Enzo for 120 plus. I mean, it doesn't make sense that financial fair play has not come after them. But anyway, what do I know? But it seems that the Todd Boehly is very serious, and is not shy about throwing around his money, because as we can see, 120 million for a relatively unproven player. Of course, he had a good World Cup tournament, but I mean, James Rodriguez had a very good World Cup tournament, and look how that turned out. So buying a player for such a big fee based off a World Cup performance, I'm going to admit I don't really watch him at Benfica, so maybe I may be wrong, but from outside looking in, it doesn't look like the best deal ever. But he's young, he might be the base of that midfield for years to come for Chelsea. And I've said before that Chelsea, people are making fun of them, but they're actually building. I can see them building something sustainable for the future, because they're buying the profile of player that they're buying is very young. But we wait and see what's going to happen with Enzo Fernandez, if Benfica are going to make a decision to sell, or what's going to happen. Cancelo is the other one. Now this was unexpected out of the blues. Cancelo has completed his move to Bayern Munich on loan from Manchester City. He had seen his game time diminish ever since Rico Lewis came into the picture. It's been very good for Man City since coming in, but there's reports that Cancelo had fallen out with Pep Guardiola now. It's not the first player who was fallen out with Pep Guardiola, but it's what top managers do. If you look at Alex Ferguson, he never kept players just because they're good players. I mean, that's how he was able to stay on top of the game for so long. You can see what's happening with Jurgen Klopp, trusting his players. Jordan Henderson, some of these players have been there for many years, and if there's no change, I think progress is very hard to come by. And Cancelo moving to Bayern, Pep Guardiola is an elite manager. Of course, he knows what he's doing. Not at all concerned. If I was a Man City fan, I would not be concerned at all. because as much as Cancelo is a good player, defensively he lacks something, and he can be exposed quite easily defensively. As much as going forward, he's a very good player. People have often said he's not a fullback, but wait and see. That I cannot lie. It's a very good addition for Bayern Munich. Having the depth of Benjamin Pavard, but I've heard that he's moving. But Benjamin Pavard, Alphonso Davies, and now Cancelo, that's a mad fullback depth. And I think that's a very good move for Bayern, for Man City. I don't know, but I think the way that the deal went through so quickly, it was all parties were willing to make the deal happen. The other one is Hakim Ziyech is moving on loan to PSG. Hakim Ziyech had quite a decent World Cup with Morocco, reaching the semi-finals. He was one of the key players in that squad. And I think it's a good addition for PSG. Of course, Chelsea are trying hardly to offload players because their squad is packed at the moment. They have a lot of players, some of them on loan, the likes of Hudson-Odoi. You won't forget that Romelu Lukaku is still a Chelsea player. I mean, all these players, if you consider it, where they're going to play. So Chelsea desperately need to offload players, and Ziyech is moving to PSG. The other one is Lokonga. Lokonga, who was the Arsenal player who has not had the best of times at the Emirates, at London, but we've heard that both clubs, Crystal Palace and Arsenal, are holding talks to see if a loan move can be completed, and I think it will be very good for Lokonga to get game time, because as much as we say that he's not the finished product, for you to reach that level, you need to be playing, and if you're not playing, you're not going to progress. That's just the blatant truth. So I think a move for him to Crystal Palace will be very good. Anthony Gordon, of course, signed for Newcastle from Everton. That's a very good signing for a fee of around £45 million. I think he was just fleeing Everton. I mean, they have a real chance of getting relegated this season. The other one is Conor Gallagher, who has been linked to Everton, but reports are coming out that the player is not keen on a move to Everton. I mean, who will be at the moment? That Danjuma changed his mind at the very last moment and went to Tottenham, of all clubs, man. Tottenham, but it's still a better fit than going to Everton and taking the risk of being relegated. So we wait and see what's going to happen. Transfer deadline day. Many things I'm sure are going to happen before the deadline, and we wait and see. So thank you for tuning in. If you like the content, like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.